One of the most important skills you need to develop in order to achieve success is the ability to learn and improve at anything at a much faster pace than your competition. In this video, we're gonna go over exactly how you can do that. And if you watch till the end, you will find strategies that will help you work smart and not just work hard and go after volume. My name is Nima Attar and I have a financial agency with over 500 associates. And in this video, you're gonna be watching me train them over Zoom on this exact concept. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, the first thing I wanna touch on is the process of learning. I know we've talked about this before, but I think it's so important to go over because it's easily forgotten, especially when people are going through tough times, especially when people are going through challenges, especially when people are going through negativity. They seem to forget some of this. But here's the truth. In order to be great at anything, we first have to be bad at it. Everything you do, in the beginning, you're gonna be bad, then you're gonna be okay, then you're going to be good, and then you're going to be great. What about the talented people? What about the gifted people? Do they still have to start bad? Yes. Let's use Lionel Messi as an example of someone who's very talented at soccer, okay? If you watch the guy play when he was 5 years old, he was literally playing just like he is now. So that's a God-given talent and gift that you can see clearly. But I promise you, the first time he touched the ball, he was bad at it. But because he's talented and gifted, he went from bad to okay significantly faster than his peers, who worked just as hard. He went from okay to good significantly faster than his peers that worked just as hard. He went from good to great faster than his peers who worked just as hard. When someone is talented, when someone is gifted, it doesn't mean that they don't go through the same process of learning. It just means they go through it much faster than someone who is not as talented. Just like how someone who maybe has a higher IQ can retain and take in and understand more complicated information in a faster rate than someone who has a lower IQ. If you know this to be true, then that should take a lot of the frustrations that a lot of you have right now out of your mind. Because a lot of people come in this business and obviously in the first month, first 2 months, first 6 months, for a lot of people, the first year or 2 years, they're not getting very good results. And they get frustrated because they go, why isn't it happening for me? Because you're still new. If you want to be an engineer, you got to go to university for 4 years. You want to be a doctor, you got to go through education for 12 years. Nothing happens quickly in the real world. Why would you expect it to happen quickly here? If you're going through it right now and you're having a hard time, you're getting a lot of rejection from your invites, you're getting a lot of reschedules and cancellations on your follow-up, that's okay. You're new to this. And I promise you, even though to you right now, I seem like I was always amazing at this, I also sucked at this in the beginning. Be patient, but be aggressive with your action take. What does the process of learning actually look like? You take in information. Today's session, I'm going to give you a lot of really good information. But if you don't take action on that information, the process of learning dies right there. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. If you just take in knowledge, if you just take in information, but you don't take action on it, you will not learn anything and you will not gain anything from it. Once you take the information, you got to take action. Here's what's going to happen. You're either going to succeed or fail once you take that action. Most likely, you're going to fail if it's the first time you're taking action in it. But you also might succeed. Either way, you have to analyze and understand why you succeeded and why you failed. Some people go, Nima, if I succeeded, why would I need to analyze it? I did good. Because you might have gotten lucky. If you can analyze what you did well, then you can replicate it again. You can learn both from failure and success. The reason people learn more from failure, though, is because there's more of an emotional need to learn from failure than there is with success. When you win, you party. When you fail, you ponder. All great things come from pondering. Pondering means what? Thinking, analyzing to see what happened. People are more inclined to observe and analyze their failures because there's an emotional attachment to it. But when they succeed, they're too busy celebrating to actually analyze it. But if you can repeat this process over and over and over again, you will learn significantly faster than your peers. Today, you're going to get some information. Take action on it as soon as possible. You're either going to succeed or fail, analyze and understand why you succeeded or failed, and then go back and get more information. Maybe you watch the recording of this again. Maybe you go to my YouTube channel and watch some of the videos that I have on these topics. Maybe you go read a book, then repeat the process again. What are the mindsets that are required for someone to learn and grow more effectively? The first, and in my honest opinion, the most important factor to getting better at anything is your willingness to take action even when you don't feel you're ready. A lot of people say, well, I'm going to learn first and then I'll take action. I'm going to go and understand more about what's happening and then I'll take action. All you're doing there is procrastinating your fears. All you're doing there
is justifying why you shouldn't take action because it's out of your comfort zone because you're afraid of failing. Knowledge comes from action. The more action you take, the faster you learn. Why? Because you'll have an emotional attachment now to the information you receive on the action that you took. If you just come to all these trainings but never invite anyone, never follow up with anyone, never get in a sales scenario with anyone, you're never going to be able to emotionally align with the information that I'm sharing with you because you have no experience with it. But if you come and learn a couple of things today and go take action on it, even though you don't feel you're ready, the next time you hear the information again, you know what you do? You go, wow, now I get what Nima's saying because I remember when I talked to so-and-so and I did this is what happened. Because you can connect with it emotionally, now you learn it faster. And when you do that over and over again, it becomes a habit. Be willing to take action, even especially when you don't feel like you're ready. Here's the next thing. Be willing to make mistakes and fail without beating yourself up. The key to this one is without beating yourself up. Does everyone on this call believe that the more you practice something, the more you do something, the better you'll get at it? Yes or no? 100%. Would you agree? But the only way you can ensure to keep doing it is if you reward yourself for doing it in the first place. In my Whistler convention speech, I talked about it. The person who goes to the gym and weighs themselves after and then beats themselves up because they haven't lost weight will never go back to the gym. Because what they're teaching their brain is whenever we come to the gym and we want that skill, we feel bad about ourselves and we don't like to feel bad about ourselves. So let's avoid going to the gym. But if every time you went to the gym afterwards, you said, you know what? I'm so proud of myself for being disciplined and going to the gym. I'm so proud of myself for getting out of my comfort zone. What's going to happen is you're going to have some dopamine get released. And that dopamine tells you every time we go to the gym, you feel good, so keep coming back. The biggest reason why people quit too soon in our business is because they go out there, do an invite, do a follow-up. They have an expectation that the person's going to say yes. The person says no, and then they go, I'm not good at this. I'll never be successful. This person said no, and everyone else is probably going to say no. And then they never go back to inviting again. But what if they invited the person, and then afterwards, even though they got rejected, they go, I'm so proud of myself for getting out of my comfort zone. I'm so proud of myself for getting rejected and facing a rejection that usually hurts me, but I'm so proud that I'm going through it and facing my fears. What's going to happen then is you're going to have some dopamine and you're going to be more likely to do the invite again. If you're struggling with consistency, I'm willing to bet that you're beating yourself up after the action instead of rewarding yourself. Make sure you are willing to make the mistake and failure and reward yourself for it. Don't beat yourself up for it. Here's the next one. Be patient with your results and aggressive with your action taking. Trust me, I know exactly what you've gone through because I've gone through the same thing. And I still go through the same thing in different areas. Right now, I'm in the content creation game. I'm putting up stuff on YouTube, on Instagram. And guess what? I want to get big fast. I want to get a lot of views. I want to get a lot of subscribers. But I keep reminding myself that I got to be patient with my results and aggressive with my action taking. Because I know that I'm new to this. I know there's a lot of things that I don't know. And guess what? You don't even know what you don't even know. See, there's one thing to know what you don't know. Because if you know what you don't know, you go and learn it. But there are certain things that you don't even know that you don't know. And you won't find those until you start taking action. But even though I knew nothing about YouTube, even though I knew nothing about social media, I started taking action. Then I started attracting people to me. Like my content creator, like Shervy, who's helping me out now. Because when people see you're doing things, when they see you taking action, they want to come and help. They want to come and be an ally. That attracted things to me that I didn't even know that I didn't know. And now we're getting better and we're getting better and we're getting better. Today I was watching some of my reels from the past. And I'm like, I used to suck at making reels. And I used to think I was good back then. I'm like, dude, this was so good. But now I look at it for what I know and I'm like, that wasn't even that good. Same with my YouTube videos. So be patient with your results and aggressive with your action taking. If you want to truly be successful with us, for the first 2 years, don't worry about how much money you make. For the first 2 years, treat this like university. How much money do you get paid in university? Zero. How much money do you pay for university? Thousands of dollars. But you don't get disappointed when you don't earn anything after 2 years because you didn't sign up to make money, you signed up to learn. My advice to you is treat this like your entrepreneur university. That's what I did. The reason I didn't quit, even though I was having such little success in my first 2 years in that other office, was because I treated this like a university. I treated this like an education. And I'm like, okay, if I was in university right now, I wouldn't be making any money. So why should I be upset that I'm not making money? And that mentality allowed me to go from failure to failure without a loss of enthusiasm, allowed me to keep taking action when it got difficult, and it allowed me to be patient when my results were not coming. And guess what? I still did make money in those first 2 years. I just didn't make anywhere near as much money as I make now. But in order for me to get to $1 million a year, I had to go through the first year of making $8,000 only, and the second year of only making $22,000, so that I could learn what I needed to do, what I needed to learn, where now, not only do I make $100,000 a month, but I wake up on some days and I would make 15, 20,000. But that only happened because I was willing to go through what I went through for the first 2 years. If like me, you're going to have a first year where you make $8,000, then there'll be a day that just like me now, you make $25,000 a week, you make $100,000 a month, you make $1 million a year. But you got to go through that with patience, but you got to be aggressive at the actions that you take. Here's the next one. Reward yourself for taking action and doing the right behavior, not just the results. Don't even worry about the results. Worry about taking all the right action. For me, what I always focused on was every time I take this action, I'm going to do it better than I did it last time. I was watching a Mr. Beast YouTube video where he's talking about how to be a better content creator. And he goes, make 100 videos and don't worry about the views, don't worry about the subscribers, but every video that you make, pick up 2 things that you're going to do better in the next video. And he said, if you do that for 100 videos, by the 100th video, I promise you, you'll be one of the top content creators out there. Haven't you noticed, even though he's in a different industry, everyone seems to say the same thing? Because success leaves clues. And in order to be highly successful, you need delayed gratification. And that means not getting results for a long time, even though you're working very hard. Eventually, you can get a lot of results later on. Here's another thing that a lot of people don't do. And in this business, you have no excuse for it because there's so many people willing to help you. Ask for help, feedback, and be coachable. Ask for help and feedback, and when you get it, act on it. Don't get defensive, don't justify, don't make excuses, don't ignore it, but actually act on it. Why is it that there's people that come into our business and in their first year make 100,000? In their first 2.5 years, 3 years, they're making 250, or in case 500,000, because they're 100% coachable. The reason I was able to make 500,000 a year within 3 years was because he learned from me and didn't have to make all the same mistakes that I did. Ask for feedback, ask for help, and be 100% coachable and take action on it. Your growth will accelerate like nothing else.
Hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button and smash the bell so every time I have a new video, you get notified. And if you enjoyed what you just saw, I have a video called How to Change Your Life, where I go into the details of how to reprogram your mind and create change that lasts and that gets you the results that you actually want.